My son wants to look just like everybody else. If they're sporting Michael Jordans, he got to sport them too. So if I say, no, I can't get them for you, what is this child going to do? It's going to go out there and rob somebody, maybe steal, kill, or whatever to get it.
Some people from humble backgrounds do become very rich in America. But unlike the poor of aristocratic societies, low-status Americans are prone to view their condition as nothing less than a betrayal of their expectations.
The differences between democratic and aristocratic societies came out particularly well, Tocqueville thought, in the differing mindsets of servants under the two different systems. In aristocratic societies, Tocqueville argued that servants tended to accept their fates with good grace. They didn't feel there was anything humiliating in being a restaurant manager or waiting on tables. In democratic societies, however, the atmosphere of the press and public opinion relentlessly suggested to all citizens that they could become anything on earth that they wanted to be. However, as time passed and the majority of people failed to realize their dreams, they fell prey to a kind of bitterness and a sense of despair, and their hatred of themselves and their masters grew fierce.
I met Blaise Pugh at Freddy's, the restaurant where he works. Though just around the corner from the Pentagon, it has a Key West feel. But it's not where Blaise wants to be.
Coffee, anything else?
He has set his sights on being a TV chat show host.
I'm a fun person. I'm a lot of fun. I'd like to be on television every damn day.
Really? Every day?
Yeah.
Every night?
Every night.
With your own show?
Anywhere between 9 and 11 would be fine.
No, you can't sit. No, you can't sit there
Why
yet.
not?
Well, I need to spray it with Lysol. We had a naked model in here this morning who had her naked crotch on there.
Why do you need to spray it?
Well,
She's a
I don't mind.
we don't know where she was last night.
I don't mind.
I have an idea.
Thank you very much.
Blaise's agent, Dorothy, had got wind of a job for him. I rushed round.
Blaise is here today to do a headshot. He's got a casting call in New York next week. If they like his look, which we hope they do, they're looking for a character type of dude. And if they like him, it's a possible $40,000 job.
What's your ambition, Blaise?
Just to be instantly recognized.
But for what?
Famous for being famous.
Famous for being famous, but not necessarily for anything particular.
Exactly.
Great.
Just famous for
Being
being
a
famous.
character.
And Dorothy, do you think that could happen? Do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Are you guys familiar with
Sure.
Dateline? They voted him Personality of the Week 8 years ago.
Failure's not something. It's not an option. Somebody once said to me, "What happens if you don't fail?" Well, I won't know because I'll probably be dead trying.
Do your Sean Connery you did. Do Sean. That's been a couple
It's been a
of years
while.
ago.
Let's see. Miss Money Pit? No.
Miss Moneypenny.
I know. Well, no. Well, Miss Moneypenny, I'm so glad. No. As long as the day is here, I look for Moneypenny wherever I can go. Well, that's not.
You did a terrific job.
When I next met Blaise, he proved difficult to recognize at first.
Roncom's offering 20% off today. Hello? Roncom is having a sale, and I'm just out promoting Roncom. Anybody got a cigarette? Roncom's offering 20% off. Come on, give me 20% now. Let's
The
get
rigid
off
hierarchical system of almost every Western society until the 18th century was unjust in 1,000 ways.
Roncom's having a sale across the street.
But it did offer those on the lower rungs one notable freedom. The freedom not to have to compare their achievements with so many more successful people's, and so find themselves inadequate as a result.
Roncom's having a sale today.
But do you ever think when you're doing this kind of work, do you ever sort of think, you know, maybe I should just accept that maybe I won't make it to the next level?
No.
And maybe I should just accept that, you know, life in the restaurant business is my lot.
But it's not where I'm supposed to be.
But do you ever despair? Do you ever just say, I should just accept really that what I am is a restaurant manager. I'm not Johnny Carson. I'm not David Letterman. I'm a sponge.
No, I can't because I am. They just don't know it yet.
we're all more like Blaze than we care to admit.
Hello!
We torment ourselves with comparisons between our lives and the lives of those a few rungs up the ladder. It obviously does not make us any happier. Why are we so unable to curtail our painful aspirations?
Ron-Com's having a sale across the street.
It isn't just comparisons with others which stop us feeling content. It's also what we demand of ourselves.
So find some reasons that can keep you strong when you want to give up.
We're all now expected to succeed.
Here's what I want you to repeat after me, please, with power and conviction. Say, it's possible.
Les Brown is one of America's top motivational speakers. He was flying in that evening to meet me. Something about the prospect made me feel lethargic, even desperate.
I say, hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you?
Les, how are you? How are you doing now? How was your flight?
Young, ready, and hungry.
That's why I got into it, because I love to connect with people.
Right.
One of the sort of paradoxical things of watching your tapes, reading your material, is that it's incredibly optimistic. But watching it has kind of made me feel that I'm kind of a loser because I haven't achieved as much as I might have done.
I do that. I don't want you to sleep at night, particularly if you have not been living up to your potential.
Does it frustrate you when you meet people who you feel are not living to their full potential?
Oh, absolutely not. When I see those kind of people, I look at them and I check them out and see what kind of physical fitness they're in. They perhaps would be very good in cleaning my house, washing my dishes, driving me around, cleaning my clothes, cutting my grass. Some people choose a life of mediocrity. That's your choice. There are people who decide, I don't want to do anything but what I'm doing. I want to do drugs. I want to be an alcoholic. I want to be worthless. I want to be no good. I want to be a criminal. People make choices.
But what about those people who say, I don't want to be a criminal, I want to be a chief executive, etc., but they happen to be a criminal, or they happen to be a drug addict?
They don't happen to be, they have chosen to become that.
So whatever you are in life, you've chosen it.
Wherever you are at some point in time, you made an appointment to be there.
But this very tough philosophy, one could say that actually you've been a very privileged man.
Privileged?
You've been a very privileged man.
How so?
Well, you were born into a loving family. You were born with gifts. The gift for public speaking, a very quick mind, a very intelligent mind. These are gifts.
I didn't start out like this. I was not an orator. I trained myself. I never had any college training. I saw a guy speaking and I said, hey, I think I'd like to do that.
How much money have you made, Les?
Over $37 million.
In how long?
18 years.
You've got to continue to work on yourself personally, to work on yourself professionally. You got to be hungry.
I think my basic feeling with Les is that he's very inspiring. Obviously, you come away from his company feeling like this really is someone who could help you to make your life, make your millions, etc. But I suppose there remains a dark undercurrent of all this, that it raises your anxiety levels. You think, I should be so much more than I am. And in many ways, I think that life simply isn't as flexible as Les makes out. And I think that the old resignation to one's condition is obviously negative in all sorts of ways, but it can also be quite calming. It helps you to accommodate yourself with what could be quite harsh and quite unbudgeable conditions of life. So I think there's a real benefit sometimes to an approach that sees life as essentially a cruel joke.
Our expectations for our lives have grown exponentially in the democratic age. A philosopher who thought deeply about what that might mean for human happiness was Jean-Jacques Rousseau, an eccentric, shrill, but unsettlingly persuasive 18th century Frenchman.
Rousseau had a fascinating idea about what it is to be wealthy. Being wealthy isn't just a question of having lots of money. It's a question of having what we want. Wealth isn't